I'm hoping this goes okay. We got a rank 1 and a rank 6. The rank 6 January counters me, but I'm not overly concerned. Martin also counters me. This isn't going to play too dissimilar to Spencer. It's pretty much my Spencer and my Alex deck, essentially. There may be a few differences here and there, especially with the special cards, but otherwise this is going to probably be a similar strat to my Spencer. I may even change up the equipment to use a similar Spencer strat. We'll see. I'm not going to set anything in stone just yet.
I always fulfill contracts. You are all as good as dead.
Wait, this door's not locked, right? Okay. Alright, we're going to... I should have waited to do the discount, but whatever. It is what it is. Who's leading out? Okay. How did I miss that?
This device may not be lethal, but I only need to slow you to win.
I don't like
I will still find you.
Oh.
Now I kill you easily.
He's not lying. Actually, fuck.
You can move to the more dangerous toys now.
Pretty sure I'll do that next.
That was too easy. Do not be pleased with yourself. This is the best you can do? Just die! The door is locked, and the seconds of your life tick away.
better luck next time.
I don't need to feed them any more time.
Good. You can move to the more dangerous toys now.
They have the keys? They do.
Get it over with! Stop resisting! I don't know why I was called if you barely even try. Waiting for the bullet in your skull. It will be over faster.
I shouldn't have shot at that. Oh well. I have them right where I want them. I gave up that win though, right there. It's fine. They're struggling.
Perhaps you are tougher than I thought. I will not go easy on you now. they say, without torture, there is no science. The other side nemesis, I listen you, date walking, strange world we live. Strange, but profit.
Okay, apparently doors block that. Where's this?
You can take its security card now, but this is not the end.
That's fine. They got way too much time on me there.
Just die!
Activated.
Can't aim still, even with shock absorbers, which is fucking retarded. I'm not gonna get enough.
This is mine.
God damn it. Alright, that's fine.
Just die! Making me angry
God damn it.
will only make this harder for you. Get it over with. Stop resisting. It feels no pain and will end yours forever. No rush now. You can die here just as easy as next place. Why do they think? A kid.
I don't know why people are losing with this mastermind. I don't understand it. I've yet to have a mastermind actually beat me as a survivor when I'm playing survivor. I just destroyed these guys essentially. I made some misplays, but I destroyed these guys. Like, there's no two ways about it. Like, they got spanked. They got spanked bad. That was my first game as Nicholai. Very first game, first win. I would like to see what they scored. Becca scored shit. Martin scored shit. The Val and the Jan both scored decent comparatively, and for the fact that they lost, I'd say their scores were good. Jan counters me, and so does Martin to some extent. The fact that I was able to hit Martin with a high explosive using EIS when I have no EIS equipment, and it took forever to detonate, is hilarious. So hilarious. Dude, as a Martin, all you gotta do is be like, oh, this guy, he's trying to set off a mine. I should probably disarm that. And then disarm it. Not run around in circles around it and, you know, whatever the fuck he was doing. I'm not sure what he was doing. It made absolutely no sense, but that was entertaining. I'm gonna probably jump the line on this one. Also, I'd like to go over what I ran because, I don't know, maybe it has something to it that no one's noticing. I went very basic. I didn't do anything special. Let's pull it up here. So obviously it's all basic stuff. I got the Relentless, which is shorten his cooldown when survivors are tracked or defeated. Become trackable when hit by firearms. That actually played a lot to my advantage here, because when they're tracked, they get increased damage done to them. And then I have decreased cost of firearms by 1. Equipment-wise, we have greatly increased the damage dealt by firearms. I got the moderator, or miniature reactor, which moderately increases my bioenergy recharge speed, which honestly I think played a huge factor in this game. Shock absorbers didn't really play all that big of a role here. I was actually disappointed in the shock absorbers because I still wasn't able to actually hit them when I was being shot. So I think I might just change this out and just stack damage and maybe even add improve my cooling fan, which this also played a huge factor. It allows me to repair my cameras way fast. So yeah, I think that also played a huge factor between the cooling fan and the miniature reactor. Plus all the gun damage I was doing because of the fact that they were marked, and the stacking damage equipment. I think that really helped. So basically, this isn't too dissimilar to my Spencer deck. All I'm doing is running traps and guns with clone, I believe it is. Yep, clone and discount. That's it. There's really nothing special about this deck. It can be easy to beat. It's also relatively easy to counter if they know how to play against it. They had the 2 counters that they needed. They had a January and they had a Martin. The Martin didn't want to disarm traps, and the January did what she could to shoot out cameras, but there's only so much you can do when shields are a factor and you have clone and there's immobilizers on top of everything else. So I pretty much have her covered. Martin had no excuse for making all the misplays that he made. It should have been fairly obvious when they got to phase 2, when they were running around the traps and it was taking me forever to detonate that mine. He should have known then, oh, well, he doesn't have EIS buffs, so it should have been safe for him to go and defuse it. He didn't, and it probably cost them the game. And I don't know what you can say about Nemesis. Nemesis seems extremely OP to me. I am just at a loss for words for how powerful Nemesis is. He's scary OP, but at the same time, if you just run away from him and try not to fight him and just stand there and look at him, you could probably be okay. Have I gotten down by Nemesis yet? I don't think I've gotten down by Nemesis yet. Lucky for me, the masterminds that I've been playing against go after everyone else, and I'm just left to, my own devices. I've had maybe one close encounter with a Nemesis. I've yet to be downed by him, I believe. but if I did, I got downed once. But yeah, he's scary. That rocket launcher is ridiculous. I didn't catch the cooldown on it, but it seemed like it was a pretty fast cooldown. I'll have to watch this on playback. I'm gonna probably upload this immediately though, so I'll know sooner rather than later. But yeah, I like Nicholai. Playing against him, I honestly thought that he was very underwhelming. Playing as him, I'm just like, yeah, these guys playing as Nicholai don't know what they're doing. I've played against Nicholais that are running creature builds. I've been playing against masterminds that are trying to do guns, traps, and creatures, which doesn't work. The very first match I played, they for some reason threw lickers and regular zombies in, and they were trying to go guns, and I think they had some traps, but it didn't work. Like, he got steamrolled, and not in like a fun competitive way, but in like you don't know what you're doing, go back to the drawing board kind of deal. I think people need to get away from trying to do creature builds with this guy for right now, and if they want wins, go guns and traps, with the exception of Nemesis. I think Nemesis is in a league of his own. I wouldn't consider him a creature by any means. He is he is a bioweapon, and he can put a hurting on just about anyone. Insta downs for days. He's just scary. I can't say anything else other than that. Just scary. I didn't get into it too much, but guns wise, I'm running machine gun, rifle, and high caliber rifle. I don't have high caliber rifle on my Spencer deck. I have it on this deck for the simple fact that he has a lesser, it's cost less for him to play this card. So essentially, I'm only getting charged for 3 instead of 4, and if I'm running discount, it's even cheaper. It's 2. So I thought it was worth doing, and with them being marked, and all the additional damage on top of everything else, I thought it was the smarter move to go with high caliber rifle in this instance. I did think about doing it with my Spencer, but I couldn't justify doing it. I just thought there were better options. Another mistake that I've been seeing a lot of Nicholai's doing is they're keeping the turret in their decks. Get turret out of your decks, guys. The AI on turret is so dumb that if a survivor isn't shooting out that camera, they're not good survivors, especially if you have a high rank January on your team. Well, you're playing against a high rank January, or if you're a survivor and have a January on your team. The AI is so dumb, and it's just a scan. Like, it scans from all the way to the right, all the way to the left. All a good January has to do is keep an eye on the camera and recognize when it pans all the way to the left if they're to the right, and then it's an easy shootout, especially if you're running EMP rounds. So that's probably another big mistake that a lot of masterminds are doing. Survivors, they're just not paying attention to the cameras. They're not shooting out the rifles and all that stuff, which is important if you're running a gun build. There's a lot of time to be gained by shooting out the cameras when mastermind's in them, or when there's a gun, be it a turret or if it's a controlled firearm on the camera. Like, I think it's 15 seconds. If it's not 15, it's 10. But still, it's a significant amount of time, and the time that they knock off by shooting other survivors, you can actually gain back by shooting out the camera. So if they make that play and you counterplay it, it could end up being a complete wash. So I don't understand why people aren't shooting out cameras more. It's not just January's job, by the way. It's everybody's job. But if you have a Jan on the team, she should be shooting out cameras. But she could use help. Like, it's not just her job. It helps if, like, there's a Becca or a Jill, like, to help shoot out the camera. Because depending on what kind of a gun they have, it's going to take a reload to get the camera out. If they're running quick draw, you can't shoot out a quick draw or shoot out a camera with the quick draw with 5 rounds. It's not possible. You need that extra round. Matilda, different story. But yeah, some food for thought. It's a long outro, but I think it was worth. If not, oh well.